Consider a put card.
Ambitious Ace.
Let's go!
Yo,
What's going on?
what's going on, y'all? Welcome to the Report Card. I'm your host, Dane Diddy.
Ambitious Ace.
I hope you guys enjoying your holiday, Christmas, like opening your presents and you get everything you wanted.
Yeah,
Did you get everything you wanted?
I think I did.
I like that answer. Yeah, man. No news today. We're going to go ahead and jump straight into it.
Yeah.
What we doing today? Top 10 R&B albums from the year 2010 to 2019. I know what you're thinking.
What they thinking?
The decade ain't over with yet until New Year's. I highly doubt something's going to crack my top 10 of the decade in the last 7 days of the year.
Watch Rihanna drop on Christmas.
Wouldn't that be hilarious? That'd be some BS. If that happens and it actually is that good, I'll redo my whole list. I'll tell you right now, my list isn't in order. Your list is in order?
Nah, I mean, it was, but not no more. If yours ain't in order, we just got the top number one. Top number ones, that's all. So I'll say
top
everything
album
before
from the
that
decade,
one. Yeah.
and then everything else is whatever it is.
Yeah.
So I'll go first, man.
All right.
And the first album that I have on my list, man, this is an album that I actually didn't have initially. But as I went back and looked, I was just like, now I'm not putting it up there. Then I skimmed through it like, damn, I forgot how good this album was. When we reviewed it, I gave it like something like a 93 and 98. It was something crazy.
Mm-hmm.
The Weeknd. The Beauty Behind the Madness.
Okay. What's up?
That's the name of the album. That album was crazy. It was nuts. I love it. When I was skimming through it, I was just like, this joint was so hard. I never heard an album where somebody talks about cocaine so much, like about and not selling it. He's talking about using it, and it be that hard. That's crazy.
That's what's up. Well, my first one will be, I don't know. I was going to ask you about this, but I was like, I don't care. I'm putting it on my R&B list because I consider it an R&B album. Y'all might disagree with me, but I got Take Care by Drake.
I mean, I don't consider that an R&B album.
But still, I feel like that's an R&B album with hip-hop elements added to it, all right? But that album right there, I was talking to my boy, and he was just like, yeah, everybody love that album because, you know, they hate their ex, but they get that song to reminisce about them. That was it on Take Care. But I felt like Take Care was just a really, really dope album to me in that regard. Just because, you know, the emotions and everything Drake had on there.
Before everybody gets mad and starts picketing my list, I didn't consider Take Care an R&B album.
Okay.
So if you don't hear it on my list, that's why. So the next album on my list, man, I felt like this was a no-brainer. It came out at the right time, man. Shout out to Master P for hosting the whole album, man, and his Solange, A Seat at the Table. That album was crazy. It holds a moment. It came out like somewhere around the peak of Black Lives Matter incident, like issues and everything like that. So it just fit the moment. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You know, and it was one of the albums that came out of that elevator that everybody considers classic elevator incident. That was crazy. I had to put it up here.
Yeah, A Seat on the Table is on mine as well. I feel like that album was just, I don't know. It's just an album that you just vibe to no matter what. Every time you hear it, it's that airiness, the production, everything like that. Cranes on the Sky is amazing.
Beautiful song.
Every time you listen to it, it's just, yo, come on. But
it just makes me think of Spice Adams.
Yeah.
That's how you feel every time you hear
even
Claims.
in then songs like Mad with Lil Wayne, For Us by Us. Like, I can go on for days about that album, for real.
If you hoping that her new album is on my list, good luck.
You had to go there, huh?
Because that joke with Playboy Cardi eliminated it immediately. You get Playboy Cardi on your album, you ain't making nothing over here. The next joint on my list, man, I think this is something that you guys probably should know would make the list. We talked about it so much, especially when it first came out, man. Anderson .Paak, Malibu, crazy album, super energetic, super different at the time. It was just like nobody was doing music like that when it came out.
That's what's up. Next on mine, I got Miguel, Kaleidoscope. Always messing up. Kaleidoscope Dreams. Listen, Adorn, How Many Drinks, all that whole album is fire. I remember first listening because
Candles in the Sky.
I was a big fan of Miguel when he first dropped that single with J. Cole.
All I Want Is You.
Yeah, and like ever since then, I was just following him. That first album with Sure Thing on it and all like that, man, it was crazy. So when this album dropped, I thought it was amazing. Like just the amount of unique artistry I thought he brought to the table, brought to the whole game. I thought it was real dope.
Next joint on my list, man. Love this girl. She is amazing, super unique. Every single album she puts out sounds completely different sonically. Janelle Monáe, Dirty Computer, crazy. She deserves so much credit for that project, man. Janelle Monáe is amazing. It was hard to figure out which one of her projects to put up here because I was just like, I can literally put any of her albums up here.
Lady,
that's crazy.
Arc Android. Yeah.
Most people have Arc Android on their list.
Yeah.
And I was just like, man, this was so different, especially if you're into like Disney's and like musicals. That'll probably be the album for you. But I felt like she just really turned the edge with this one, and with like Prince kind of like helping change the vibe.
Yes.
This one was out the park.
Keep it rolling. Dirty Computer's on my list as well. Man, the reason I made that decision for Dirty Computer was just because of the sound. Like I felt like Arc Android had that genre bending sound as well, but there was something about Dirty Computer that just makes it stand out. I think it's just because of the rawness of the sound of the album and just how she chose to craft all the lyrics and this just overall package of the album. I really think it just hits you really hard once you listen to the whole experience, because listen to that album from beginning to end, I feel like it's just a really journey. The whole visual movie that she had with it was really, really dope. So I thought it was just really crazy.
The next one on my list, man, this guy is amazing. One of the best songwriters. He came out of nowhere to us. I didn't know who he was until I heard that joint that sounded amazing. I got to give it to Daniel Caesar, Fraudian. Dude is amazing, man. Like, if y'all go back and listen to that album, the album will put you in your feels.
Yes.
Any album that puts you on your feels from front to back is special. Shout out to Daniel Caesar, man.
He's on my list as well. Man, listen, that album, I'm still mad to this day. I wasn't able to review it with y'all, but still, the album is just beautiful from beginning to end. It personally meant so much to me on a deeper level just because of his writing style and the way that he just chose to bring the music. I mean, just to this day, that album is still timeless, man.
Next joint on my list, man, I'm going to go ahead. This guy is another guy. He's amazing. We've been talking about him all year. Lucky Day, Painted. I had to make my list. The album is amazing. He just put a remix out for Roll Some Mo with Wale and Ty Dolla $ign. Wale's doing typical Wale stuff. Dolla $ign is doing typical Dolla $ign joint, and you still got the amazing vocals from Lucky Day. The Grammys ain't shit, but they did get him nominated for this album for Best Album of R&B. But they dropped the ball on not nominating it for the whole year. Shout out to Lucky Day, man. This project is amazing.
Hey, man, Lucky Day's on my list too. Just keep it going. Listen, we followed that album religiously. We followed like, yo, when's the next part coming out? When's it coming out, man? Like,
we was fiends.
We was fiends for real. But it's just his sound was like a breath of fresh air. His writing is amazing. I just found out, I don't know, did you know he had a writing credit on NCT 127's album?
No.
Fools.
Wow.
And I was just like, what? That's
crazy.
What's up. But man, his writing is out there, man. So shout out to Lucky Day.
The next person on my list, man, this is where some people probably get angry because this is the album people are going to be like, how is this on your list? And these other people not be on your list?
What's that?
This album was amazing. It was one of my favorite albums that we reviewed from last year. Jade Nova, All Blue. I had to put this on my list.
No.
That album is ridiculous. Yeah, radio host Jade Nova, her album is amazing. If you have not heard it, you need to go and check it out, man.
Jade Nova, I'm sorry. Oh my God. Yo, I'm so sorry. It slipped my mind.
I haven't forgot.
Oh no, but I listened to that album, but I don't know. Oh my, I want to change my list right now. I'm sorry. Listen, I'm just going to comment on his pick. Yo, I love that album. Okay, I love J Nova. When she had her time on the radio, she was part of the morning culture. I used to listen to her every morning. It was so nice to hear her. She's not on the show no more.
Oh, she's not?
Yeah.
What happened?
She quit.
Oh.
I think she just want to do music full time now. So, hey, I follow J Nova. I respect J Nova. I'm so sorry. I forgot to put you on my list. I'm so sorry. But I'm going to go next on my, I got September 5th Division. Yo, that album's something crazy, y'all. Like, you talking about an album that can set the mood for anything. That's the album right there. Like, from beginning to the end. That's just a whole playlist. I really love the ambiance and the vibe of the album. And I really just felt like, they hit it. I was mad when I missed them when they came to Atlanta. But I want to see them perform live. But dope.
We down to the last three.
Yep.
I want to kind of do my honorable mentions right quick.
Okay.
Because my top three, I will put them that actually in order.
Okay.
So my honorable mentions, man, I got a couple, man. Loud by Rihanna. Love that album.
Okay.
Front to back. She did an amazing job. I know a lot of people like Anti. Anti is dope, but it didn't make my honorable mentions. Beyonce.
Yeah.
That album is so hard. When I was putting this list together, it was tough.
Okay.
Channel Orange from Frank Ocean.
Oh, word.
Didn't make my list.
Okay.
It was between that and J Nova. That's why I'm saying people are going to be like, what? But I'm sorry, I don't relate to songs written about a whole bunch of white kids doing coke. I don't relate. But it's a good album when I went back and listened to it. Kaleidoscope Dreams.
Yes.
Made my list. Lloyd, King of Hearts.
Yes.
Love that album. Made my list. Love Marriage and Divorce by Babyface and Tony Braxton.
Okay.
I don't know if you guys have listened to that project, but it is ridiculous.
Yeah.
I had completely forgot about it until I was skimming through albums that came out over the years. And my last honorable mention is House of Balloons by The Weeknd. That first experience hearing The Weeknd was amazing, even though I didn't understand nothing he was saying because of the way it was mixed with all the echo.
Yeah.
It still sounded amazing.
Yeah, House of Balloons definitely. The other album Weekend, the one that you mentioned.
The Beauty Behind the Madness.
Beauty Behind the Madness. King of Hearts, Lloyd. Cause I Love You, Lizzo. What else I had? I was a personal favorite. I love Chris Brown's Fame album and his X album. I thought that was pretty dope. And I didn't know if we was going to include mixtapes, but Frank Ocean Nostalgia Ultra.
Oh, okay.
I really love that
But
project. It was like an album that he didn't release because the label, he rushed it out. Remember? I don't know.
I remember that, but I thought that was like 2009. I could be wrong though.
I thought that was like 2000.
I could be wrong.
Well, even though I just remember from this because I don't remember. But yeah, those are my honorable mentions.
All right, so my top three, man. My number three might be somewhat controversial to say this, but Beyonce. Lemonade is my third album.
Okay.
I think that album is amazing from front to back. Some really great songwriting. I love the fact that once I saw, I remember when I first heard the album, I was confused, and then I saw the movie, the video thing, and I was just like, that makes so much sense.
Oh, I saw the video when it first came out. That's how I heard the album.
Oh,
okay. She did an HBO special.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then, it put the album in perspective. So now when I listen to the album, I get it. I understand it. Beyonce took some risks with some sounds on that album, like with Daddy's song, on Daddy's Lessons. People hated on that song. The Country Music Awards was
Haters.
hard. Go back and throw that joint on, man. Freedom with Kendrick. I'm Sorry, featuring Serena Williams in the video.
Yeah.
Fire.
Yeah.
6 Inch Hills with The Weeknd. The Sandcastles. This album was crazy, man. Shout out to Beyonce.
Well,
She got 2 albums that you can argue that are debatable top 10 albums of the decade.
Yeah, I agree. I guess at number 3 I would have Her. The Her album.
I used
with
to
both
know her.
with the volume 1 and 2.
Oh, volume 1 and 2, okay.
Yeah, with the 6 extra songs. Listen, that project right there, even when we were reviewing as volumes, but the whole project as a whole, Her just really defined, to me, part of this growing R&B coming back kind of trend of the decade. And I really felt like, she cemented her legacy with this album and plus the EP after that and everything like that. But there's a lot of tracks. Focus. I mean, I could go on.
She kind of changed the game a little bit with that album.
She really did. So yeah, shout out to her.
Number 2 for me, and it's really 1A and 1B for me. It's not number 2. It's 1A and 1B, and Beyonce is number 2.
Okay.
So 1B to me, and most people that know me might think this is number 1, but Melanie Fiona, the MF Life, is only number 2 because I feel like it has a couple songs on there like on the deluxe edition that definitely don't need to be up there that are still really good songs.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? But I love that album from front to end. Melanie Fiona did a classic with that. That's why I'm so angry when I talk about her not putting out any new music, which we're not going to talk about today. But that album was crazy. Came out in 2012, and it's still rung true to me, being one of the best albums, period, this decade.
Well, number 2 for me would be 24 Karat Magic, Bruno Mars. What more can I say? This album is just great from beginning to end. Anybody can listen to it and enjoy it from front to beginning. I mean, there's really nothing else to be said. It's Bruno Mars.
So my number 1 overall video the last decade, and I've said it multiple times, I don't feel like there's been an album in the last 10 years I've heard that was better, and it was Bruno Mars, 24 Karat Magic. That joint is crazy from front to end. 9 songs. It was an amazing 9 songs. Him and his writing team are so amazing, so animated, so like, and I couldn't even imagine if I would have saw this album perform live. It'd probably be like number 1 with a gold star next to it, where I'm not even debating with you anything about it. But yeah, it's a crazy album.
Well, my number 1 is Malibu by Innocent Paak. I can't tell you how many times I've come back to this album ever since it was released. To me, Innocent Paak has one of the most defining sounds of this generation. You know, even with his rapping skills and everything like that, he just presents a whole vibe, like for real, from start to beginning. I really love the arrangement of the album. It has so many different sounds, and it just sounds so amazing. So for me, that was like the defining sound of the decade R&B wise for me, Innocent Paak.
Yeah, man. That's been our top 10 list. As you can see, there was a lot of crossover between our lists. There was a couple that, you know, he forgot, like Jay Nova.
I'm so sorry.
Because I think y'all don't understand. Like, because I could see people being angry, like, Jay Nova?
No, man.
Seriously?
Y'all listen
Go
to
listen to the album.
Oh,
it is something special. Like, I'm not BSing with you. It's crazy.
Oh, man. I'm so mad I forgot. I'm sorry.
But yeah, man, let us know how you feel about our list. I'm pretty sure you will, with a lot of angry comments on YouTube. At me if you want. Instagram at TRC Podcast.
Ambitious Ace.
On Twitter at TRC Podcast Live.
Oh, Ambitious Ace. Ambitious Image. Sorry, my bad.
Go over to Welcome to the Walls YouTube channel, man. Subscribe to them. Maybe they gonna do a top 10 list video games of the decade. Maybe.
We should.
Too much pressure.
I'll be confident. Yeah.
Oh, so y'all gonna do it?
Yeah, we gonna do it.
Okay, there you go.
Look forward to that.
Yeah, go check out Welcome to the Wall. Top 10 album video games of the decade. That's
fun.
Hard.
That'd be fun.
That's hard. Like I'm sitting here. It's causing me stress just thinking about it. But yeah, man. Let us know what's on you guys' list. What you guys think we got wrong. I'm pretty sure there's no doubt that you guys will. And enjoy your Christmas presents.
Yeah.
See you guys later.
All right, y'all.
Peace.
Peace.